founder, the late Reverend Walter Whitfield, by my good friend, the late Sister Wilhelmina Jones. And that was done on the first Sunday that he held services in this sanctuary. The attendance was few, but it was very nice. The pastor preached like he had a building full of people. He invited us all to come back the next Sunday and bring someone with us. And so I did. I think we all was impressed with the words that he brought. We told our friends and neighbors, and before long, we had a decent crowd. And the congregation grew and grew. We had a real good choir, an excellent choir. Good ushers, deacons, etc. And all of them were solicited by the pastor. And when he asked, nobody said no. We were all excited about what was happening at New Mission Baptist Church and wanted to be a part of it. We jokingly call ourselves the military church because we had so many military members. And you know how that goes with the military. They come and they go. The founder was a real hard worker. He worked sometimes 2 shifts at his regular job and kept the church running as well. The church was going so well that we had an 8 o'clock service, we had an 11 o'clock service, and a 6 o'clock service. And he preached the 8 and 11 o'clock service. Things were going really well. He would take us out to Kelly Springfield for a picnic and ball games, and we all had a good time. In that time, the attendance had grown to the point that chairs had to be placed in the aisle to seat everyone at the 11 o'clock service. We were a loving church that wanted to see everything grow. The pastor then declared that we needed a fellowship hall and classrooms. We were eager to do that as well, and so it was accomplished. The founder did not believe in begging for money. He said he would do it with tithes and offering. We would do it with tithes and offering. And so we did. One of his famous sayings was that no pig ever was killed, or no chicken was ever fried to make a payment on New Mission Church. No baby contest or car wash either. He was very proud of that fact. And he preached tithes and offerings, only tithes and offerings. And that is what we did, tithes and offerings. And we paid for the church with tithes and offerings. The founder looked after his people, after his flock. If you were sick, he would come and see about you. I recall several times when I had surgery in Chapel Hill, wherever. I would wake up from the surgery and he'd be standing over me. I mean, it made you feel good to know someone cared about you, to the fact that they would follow you wherever you were, just to see about you. If you were sick, he would come and see about you. If you lost a loved one, he was there for you. And again, I speak from experience. When I lost my husband 15 years ago, he was there. Every step of the way, he was there. And you know, that has to be appreciated. Yes. I mean, that was, I thought, was a big thing. The fact that he cared enough about my dead husband and living us to try to take care of us and be with us all the time. That was a good thing in my mind. he did a lot for the church and a lot for the people in the church. Some of the people in the church might have told him how much he was appreciated by them. You know how we are. There's some of us who are more vocal than others. And I'm sure that we did all appreciate him, everyone in his own way. But whether it was verbalized to him, I have no idea. As a church, we have gone through a lot together. We've laughed, we've cried, we've been sad, we've been happy. We've gone through deaths and birth. But with the help of God and with the guidance and prayers of our founder, New Mission has been able to maintain. Which brings me to my conclusion. Do not wait until the person that you need to show appreciation to is no longer around to receive it. There's an old saying that goes like this: give me my flowers while I can still smell them. And I think that can apply to anyone that deserves appreciation. So even though our founder, the late Reverend Walter Cofield, is no longer with us, on behalf of New Mission Baptist Church, we thank you and appreciate all that you've done for us. May you rest in peace. Amen.
Good evening, church family. Good evening. Just piggybacking on a few things that Mother Ferguson put out about when we came down to New Mission. Amen. Took me quite a while to come over. And when I got here, I made Tamika and Kim were little bitty girls. I mean, I don't think their feet was touching the floor. But the pastor pulled me aside and he said, "You're going to be here for a long, long time." And at that time, I hadn't even joined church. But I knew in my heart that I was going to join. But I wasn't ready right then. And then he introduced me to some friends of mine who was in the army with me. And all of them people started showing up. I mean, and they wouldn't let me out. And Reverend Ferguson was one of them. He beat me to the door, cut me off. But anyway, Pastor Whitfield started working with me and my family. He brought us a long, long, long way.
Bless the Lord.
And not only that, some may remember this and some may not. But my sister-in-law was a member here in this church, and she passed away long, long, long ago. And Pastor Whitfield stayed with this family almost indefinitely. He went all the way down in the country, a little place called Lemon, to preach up in them. And didn't charge a dime. And I mean, it's just hard to find somebody who would reach out to a family and do things for a family that he barely even knew. And later on, the same thing happened to my wife's mother. And he went all the way out. And he always made sure that we was always on top of our games. If anything happened, if I needed anything, anytime, any place, all I had to do was call Reverend Whitfield. And not only that, this is the funny part about it. Reverend Whitfield gave me a job. And they started me working up there. They had a little house we called a group home. And we worked up there and we became tight, united as a family. And ever since then, he's been my mentor. And everywhere I go, people know about Reverend Whitfield. Even back home in the great state of Texas. And I take that name all the way to Texas with me. So they know who I'm talking about when I call his name. But it's been wonderful serving along with Reverend Whitfield. And I tell you, with a man like that on your side, you cannot lose. You cannot lose. And I'd like you mission family to remember the word that he put in our hearts, and that I can see it's still in both of our hearts. He put love in our hearts. We can conquer anything with love, and that is the key. So as long as we love one another and keep God as our focus point, then everything will be all right. Thank you.
Bless the Lord. Bless the Lord.
Good afternoon, church.
Good afternoon.
Whitfield family. Love y'all. Pastor Whitfield has been a part of my life since I was 15 years old. He has made a deep impact on my life. We have grown so close over the years. One of the hardest times in my life, in my family's life, was the sickness of my son Andre. Pastor Whitfield and his family were there. During that time, Pastor showed me that faith and prayer is all you need in times of trouble and uncertainty. When it looks like all hope is gone, God will show up and perform a miracle. If I had to describe Pastor in 2 words, I'd use endurance and love. Endurance is defined as a power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving up. Matthew 16, verses 24 through 25 states, "Then Jesus told his disciples, 'If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake will find it.'" Despite the many challenges he faced from day to day, he continued to press on. I remember going to see him, and he'd talk about how much he loved New Mission, about how much he loved his church and his members, and how worried he was going to be when he left and went on home. I remember him sitting in the pulpit in pain, just grateful he could attend. I'd ask him, "Pastor, how are you feeling?" His response never changed. It was always the same. "Sure, I'm great. I'm still on this side." He never complained. I admire his strength and courage, his fight. So when things get tough in our lives and we feel like throwing in the towel, we should remember our pastor, our dad, our papa, our friend, and our role model. Ask yourself, what would he do? What would he do when he's faced with adversity? What would he do if your body is wrecking with pain? What would he do? Because that's how I intend to live my life. When most people think of love, they think of a pleasant feeling. But love also involves sacrifice and suffering. Amen. Pastor Whitfield was called by God to love everyone, even those who did not love him. Because I remember him in the pulpit and he'd say, "You don't love me, that's all right, because I love you anyhow. And I believe that firmly from the bottom of my heart. At times, because of that love that the pastor had for us, he would chastise us, New Mission. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody remember those words? And how he'd say it? But I want everybody in here to know that was from the love that was deep inside his heart. Sometimes we take it wrong, but it was love, just like a parent's love. And we had to accept that. Because I'm truly here to tell you, if I know he loved me, despite of my faults, I know he loved all of you. And I can remember, and I thought about this all week when I talked to Mika, just certain phrases he'd say, or anything that it was. I know after he would get on me about something, he would always say, but I love you, Suge, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. So as we look back over his life and his vision, I challenge New Mission to become teachable, learning to love each other unconditionally as he loved us, enduring all things till the end, and continue the vision that Pastor Whitfield has placed here in Tiffany Pines on Platinum Street. And when we do that, our church will flourish and we will continue to grow. Thank you.